Well, it's maybe back around 11, 12 o'clock or something like that. But I want to have a dialogue. It's always a dialogue. If you have seen me before, then you know who I am. If not, I am a real pastor. My husband and I, we are the pastors of UCI, Unity Charlotte International. But I want to talk to you as a pastor right now. I want to speak to you as a parent. And if you would allow me a little bit of your time to do that, I mean, you're welcome to share this and you're welcome to set your notifications to this page. But at some point in time, this is a dialogue that has to be had. Chris, it's good to see you. Mel Upshaw is saying good afternoon. Minister Stephanetta, Nina Gordon. Boss Mac is on here. Cheryl Watt Denton has been praying for you. God bless you all. Someone said, let's talk, madam. Gwendolyn, let's do that. Miss Duckworth, God bless you. Kathy Newkirk is from Brick City. I am here, BD Butterfly Fields. It says, I'm here. Oh, Canada is on here. God bless you, Canada. Janika S. Ray. I thank you so much, Alicia Carr. I need you guys to click tag and share. I want you to tag someone. Good morning to you, wherever you are. Tangela saying hello, how are you? God bless you, Valerie Johnson. It is so good to see you all. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, tea, and me. I love you too. And I am going to have this dialogue. I want to speak to you, and I don't want to speak to you from the perspective as a pastor. And even though that's who we are, my husband and I want to speak to you, Deliria Michelle. Good morning. How you doing? God bless you. I want to speak to you from the perspective as a parent. And so we're going to have a heart-to-heart as a parent. Thank you. I know I'm in the book. I know I'm in the vein. Renata Woodard Brown, I know the vein in which I speak. So she just went up the timeline, and I didn't even know what about my mouth. And she said, my son is out of control, and I don't know what to do. This is what she said. So this morning, I call myself resting, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm resting. Don't forget, we have our virtual Bible study tonight, but she said it. I didn't say it. That's what she said. And so since she said it and she opened up the can of worms, let's talk, shall we? Okay. I want to talk to you about several things that's going to tie into our dialogue right now. You're praying for Colorado. And in Colorado, I don't know what the problem is, but you can ban assault rifles. You can ban them and give them to the military, who I think needs them. I don't see what the problem is, but I want to talk about something relative to parenting. There is a responsibility for a parent, whether you have a boy or whether you have a girl. The first people or the first persons to see if there is something going on psychologically with a child, in fact, are the parents. So don't go away, don't get offended, but I want to say something to you. The first person to see the problem is the parent. You know what happens when you get the phone call at the school. Oh, they crying already. Hold on. Okay, y'all good? All right. You know what happens when you're called up to the school, when you are always at the principal's office and you're talking to the guidance counselor, and whether your children are dealing with being bullied or whatever it is that causes them to be a problem. It means that there is a line of defense or a strategy that most parents have to stand up and take. You have to stand up and take it because even though your house might be in a disarray because the children want to have their way, there is a society that deems them to grow up and mature. But maturity starts at home. It's very difficult to gain control when a son or a daughter even is out of control because you failed to take control while they were young. Okay, they're crying. Okay, I wish Fred was here, but I'm tissue ready. Okay, let's have a dialogue. Someone said, yes, Lord, I'm tired. And so since several mothers who are raising sons or daughters, or if you have an out of control child, we're going to have a dialogue today. I'm not going to talk to you as a parent, as a pastor. I'm going to talk to you as a parent. And so if you're here, okay, you did it. Okay, someone said, I have a daughter who is bipolar and she is addicted to drugs. I know this topic all too well. We're praying for you. And so if you have a child that is out of control, I want you to do something. Go ahead and give an emoji with a teardrop. We've got almost 1,600 people on here. Okay. So the ones that have hearts, you have great children. The ones that have thumbs up, you've got good children. But to the ones that have an out of control child, just go ahead. Give an emoji. Out of control grandchild. Out of control niece, nephew. Okay. So you know what that means? It means that I'm not by myself. It means that I'm not by myself. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. It went over your head? No, throw me in the equation too. See, I've been ordained for transparency. I'm not afraid to do that. What's the problem? You think because me and my husband are going around the world preaching the gospel that we don't have problems too? Oh, really? Wow, you don't know. We're human. Oh, you think Kirk Franklin just wowed out because he's Kirk Franklin? No. If Kirk can hear this, I understand. What do you do when your children are of age where you feel like you don't have control over them any longer? Well, hold on. Right now, we're looking at a young boy over in Atlanta, Georgia that went crazy, and then in Colorado. And these boys have lost control. Whether you have a father in the household or not, you've got to pay attention young. You have to pay attention young because it means something is getting ready to happen. Now, society kills me because you can't discipline them because the government says that you can't. You can't throw them out. They don't want to do what they have to do. So now we're stuck. Oh, no, the hell I ain't. No, because what happens is it comes a time in your life where you have to make a conscious decision that if I don't gain control, this is going to get out of control. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, Joanna Davis Jackson, she said mine are still babies. You know what's going to happen to those cute little babies? Something happens where God says, I'm going to give you a beautiful child. And you coddle that child and you love it. And then it gets old enough to tell you to go to hell. That's not everybody's case, but I'm talking about those of you who understand this. Someone said, help us, Jesus. When your children are young, you got to pay attention. You have to see what is causing them the havoc. Because what happens even in Colorado and in Atlanta just last weekend, they want to know what caused them to black out. Now, wait a minute, I'm going somewhere. There is something that caused them to come reactionary to society that some parent did not see as children. And so now when they get older, you want to gain control, but you've got to do something before they turn 18. Which means the onus is not on the principal. The onus is not in the administration. The onus is to you as the parent that says, something is not going right with my child. I got to get them help before I cannot help them at all. What happens is society says that they are 18 and now they're considered adults. And so now they're making their own decisions. And I know what biblically it says, train up a child in the way that it go, and when it gets older, won't depart from it. But they're departing from it. They're making their own decisions. They're formulating their own rules, regulation, and to some religion. And so now they're combating your God. They're combating what you taught them because now they're making life choices. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me pause. You're a good mother. You're a good father. You're a good nana. You are a good parent. Some of you might I add. But I want to talk to those of you who are really good parents and your child decides to go left. This is your segment of the message. Do children grow up in a society, whether it's a foster care system or not, and bad things happen? Oh, yeah, I told you. I grew up in trauma. My father was very abusive. Everything from putting knives up to my necks to stuff I can never mention. It got to go down in the grave with me. But I made a conscious decision. Why? Because up here psychologically, not only did I get counseling, there's a level of normalcy that God graced me with, that it did not affect me to the point where I become unhealthy to society. That's not everybody's case. There's some people who are dealing with children who are bipolar. schizophrenic, a level of autism, tempers, drugs, alcoholism, sex addicts. You know, children, they're young sex addicts, addicted to marijuana, whatever their vice is, because they're dealing with something unbeknownst to you. Now, wait a minute. But what do you do when you have a child that has a hint of mental illness? You saw it. Don't say that you did not. You went up to the principal's office one too many times. The guidance counselor called you one too many times. You heard it in the house. You're not paying attention because you're too busy chasing a relationship. Hold on. How are they responding to their siblings? All of these things you must take accountable for, watching them from afar, and do something about it before they hit the tender age of 18. Someone said, say it. Which means there's a level of parenting that we've got to be responsible to help them before they become a thorn in the side to society. Let know yourself. I am saying, okay, these messages are going up the timeline, and I don't have time to read them all, but wow. I'm sorry that happened to you, Petra Barkley. As a parent, your children become parents. So how do you parent a grown child? You let them make their own decisions. But first, you exhaust all your possibilities that I tried to rear them, not just in the fear of the Lord, but I got them help. I wish that I could speak to legislations, because I was talking to a young girl yesterday, beautiful young lady, and she kept on itching her arm. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? She said, my birth control patch. Hold on, don't go nowhere. I'm going to make sense. My birth control patch is causing me to have a reaction. It itches. She said, but I can't take it off because it guarantees me that I won't be pregnant. I'm not saying that you should have took birth control. That's not what I'm saying. I want to ask a question, even if some legislations, because they do watch the Car Chronicles movement, the government watches the page. This is just what it is. How is it that you can make a birth control pill that can control women from having children for maybe 3 to 7 years, but you can't take Ritalin and make it conducive for a shot or a patch? Well, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because sometimes children need help. Faith and works go hand in hand. Remember, faith kicks in and work kicks in. Together, you can have something great. I wish that legislations would do something where medication is concerned, because you can't make a grown child take medication. You can't. So if legislations could administer it through a shot, then someone said, my God, thank you for this. If legislations could administer whatever can help them psychologically through a shot over the course of 7-year period stretch, then you won't have to worry about, are you taking your medication today? Or did you decide to stop taking it because you're 18? See, there's a whole world right now looking at Boulder, Colorado, scratching their head saying, why didn't they get help? And it's always that thing where, why didn't they get help when we got the answer, but nobody wants to listen to us because there's no money in the cure. I get that. But what legislation should do, especially if you're always going to the school concerning your child and you're always going to the guidance counselor and they say something is wrong, get your child help. And get your child help before they turn 18. Legislation should change the rules. And I understand HIPAA laws, but as a parent, if you know someone said you hitting home, well, this is what we do. I know the vein in which I speak. Legislation's laws should be changed where HIPAA laws are concerned that if a child seems to display a level of mental illness, you can't make a conscious decision, child. That means that when you get 16, 18, 19, 20, and God knows 21, you can't make decisions anymore, because I saw at 6 years old that you was acting out and you were responding differently and you was causing hell in my house, that there's something wrong upstairs. So by right, I have a right to take away the rules that you make concerning you. I make that call now. Seek help. What's wrong? Someone said my brother has challenges and he refused to take his meds. and it's turned my family upside down for years. He said, I pray and I walk away. Someone just said that. So therefore, if that's the case with her brother, he refuses to take his medication, legislation should change the HIPAA law and says, because you can't make decisions, I don't care if you get 21, by right, we have a right to come in and help. It's not that hard. The government makes it hard, doesn't it? I am saying, as a parent, you have a responsibility to watch your child or children. And once you correct, I love you. And once you see that something is not right, do something. I am speaking to my African-American community. Get help. Well, it seemed like the white folks is having all the problems. Yeah, I get it. But mental illness doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a class. It doesn't even have an age. It's real. You have the ability to catch it while they are young or catch it while they are old. That means if you don't catch it while they're young and do something about it, when they get older, it don't just become your problem. It becomes society's issue. There was a responsibility in you saying, I'm doing all that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing what I have to do. Are you? Have you taken that child to a psychiatrist and behind closed doors says, wait a minute, I need that child to get some medication because something is not right? Are you as a parent saying, oh, I love my baby so much and I didn't want anything to happen to him? Do what you got to do. Because I would rather him or her be safe than go out to society and do something and not just hurt people, hurt themselves. Mental illness is on an all-time high. So is depression. So is suicide. And some of these kids just need their ass whooped. Did I just say that publicly? I sure did. You don't like my verbiage? Go away. I told you, I'm speaking from a parent right now. Some of them are just spoiled. Downright spoiled. Absolutely they are. And some of them just want their way. And some of them, they just have to get through this phase in life. They got to get through the phase where they're trying to figure out life. But don't let them do it without help. Post-traumatic stress disorder, that's a big one. Oh, yes, it is. There are children right now that are going through stuff that they will never tell you. Suppose I told you they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to go to the parent. They don't want to deal with you. It's okay. But you're going to speak to somebody. I am a pastor. So what? Who cares? But right now, I'm talking to you from a parent that's dealing with a difficult child. In fact, that I am going to do all that I can because by right, I have to. There's nothing wrong with being real. I'm real. I think the problem with the body of Christ and people is they're falling apart because everybody fake. No, I'm real. I'm a real woman right now dealing with real issues just like you. But I am going to do what I can before 18, 19, 20 comes around or the government tells me that I can't do nothing at all because they're an adult and they can make their own decision. Do you know that's a problem? It's when they make decisions and we see situations that we're looking at the news saying, not another one. I am saying to you, get help. I'm saying as a society, as a community, go to therapy, get help. Whatever it is, get help. If you have a young child and you could go and get them help while they're young, you will do them a great, great, great disservice if you don't get them help. And then they turn around and they get 18 and you can't do nothing at all. It is time for us to take not just mental illness serious, but parenting. You want them when they little babies, but them little babies gonna grow up. And you may not like Kirk Franklin, but I understand Kirk. And it's a whole lot of us that understand him. The birds are agreeing with me right now. I am saying to you, exhaust all your possibilities because you have options. You have options. Your children are out of control because maybe you refuse to take control. You can cuss me out. You can call me all kind of names. You can tell me you hate me. You can tell me to die. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm going to be sitting here just like this. I love you. Now get in the car. I'm going to say something and you're not going to like it. Ask me if I care. I don't. Do you know that even though your children may say some things and drive you to the point when you want to black out in a healthy way, might I add. But don't you dare say something that will cause them to become to the point where they feel like you hate them. Because you love your kids, you just don't like them sometimes. Don't say things like, I hate you, if they say they hate you. Don't say things like, whoa, I wish you would die, if they say you would die. Don't say things like, I wish I would have had an abortion, never had you. Don't say stuff like that. Because your children will deal with things psychologically and they don't process. They don't process that they did something wrong to cause you to respond. They don't process like that. They only hear that you're saying something derogatory because they don't understand the right way to process what's going on in their mind. And I am saying to you guys, someone said, okay, I got you, doctor. I got a doctor that's on here right now, Dr. Connie. I am saying hold your tongue if you can. Yeah, you're going to cuss him out. Yeah, Kirk did it. Yeah, okay, I did it too. Okay, fine, what? But it's hard when your children says, just die. I hate you. It's hard to hear those things and you be a parent, but you understand that they're going through something that I don't understand. It's hard to get that. I get it. You just want to, forget, what? But there's a level of you that has to go, I understand they're not processing well. I understand this, they don't get it. But it's okay. Parenting is a very difficult job. It's difficult. It's difficult. It is very easy when they're little. You can just pat them on the butt and give them some chicken nuggets or some fruit snacks and say, go to bed. But when you got grown folks that want to have their way, and you got grown folks that say, just pay my bills, so what? Just, and they get so disrespectful. I get it, Kirk, I get it. You just want to be like, you know what? Never mind all of this right now. I get it. Take a deep breath. Inhale like you smelling the roses. Exhale like you blowing out the birthday candle. And let them say whatever they want to say. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you go before the counselor, you can handle it. You're the parent. If I got to take your pain to get you to a better place than where you are now, I take it. Bring it on. Because I'm the parent. I can handle it. I'm the parent. I'm processing better than you. I'm the parent. Now let's go get some help. This is a clarion call. This is a clarion call for anyone that is dealing with a difficult child. Get help. You got to do it. Because if you don't get help, the world is going to look and say to you, why didn't you get help while you had the opportunity? I agree, legislations have to change. I look at Boulder, Colorado, and I'm crying, and I'm like, okay, what is the problem? Ban assault rifles. The only person that should have them with military defenses. That's it. I guarantee you that if you search a person that has went and done something like we are seeing on the news these past couple of weeks, you will find that they had issues in middle school. They had issues in kindergarten. They had issues while they could get control of the child. And if you search it all the way back and they go to buy an assault rifle, nah, decline. Ain't gonna even happen. Don't even. But if the legislatures would do something where they always get in that Ritalin or whatever it is that they get, Vicodin or whatever it is that they giving children to get them to a better headspace, and continuously let them children have the medication they need to get them under control. And when they get 18, mommy still has that right and still administer what they need. When they get 20, mommy and daddy or somebody has that right. Things have got to change. Things got to change. It's not that hard. I wish I could run for president. I wish I could do that. You're a good parent. In fact, you're a great parent. But great parents can get difficult children. And there's some bad parents that got some good kids. And whichever the way the pendulum swing, I need to tell you, you're a good parent. Your children made a decision to make their own lifestyle. And it doesn't include you. But even though you've done the best that you can, if you can still get help, get it. mental health check today for CCM. Do it. Everyone who is under the sound of my voice, you have a choice. Make one. I love y'all. See y'all tonight for Bible study. Keep me in prayer. I need it.